Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. This week's video is all about my weekend trip that I took to Neuengamme. For those of you who don't know, Neuengamme is the largest concentration camp in northern Germany. So just a heads up, this video is going to not be as lighthearted as the other ones are. Although I wouldn't classify it as necessarily a fun trip, I was definitely glad that I went and it was very informative. So here's what happened. For this field trip, we actually got to sleep in a little bit and didn't have to meet at the train station until around 10 in the morning. Then we took a train to Hamburg, and then we took a regional train just to a little bit outside of Hamburg to a small German village. The village was really cute because a lot of the houses had thatched roofs or they were covered in moss. I didn't take any videos of it, but I definitely thought it was very cool. This field trip specifically to Neuengamme was for a class that is actually happening through our program, but anybody in the program could tag along, so I decided to go as well. So the first thing we did when we got into Neuengamme was break into small groups and kind of had a little warm-up discussion about what we were expecting and what we wanted to learn from this museum. Then when we had finished with our discussions, we got to walk through the main exhibit in the building that we were in. And it was 2 floors of history of the entire concentration camp and the prison that they turned it into after. It was a lot of heavy stuff to think about, but it was very interesting to learn about all the different ways that the prisoners were treated and the horrible living conditions that they had to go through while they were in the concentration camp. I still can't quite wrap my head around all of the cruel things that were done to the people that got put in this concentration camp. And also thinking about how many more were all around Germany and the surrounding countries just blows my mind and makes me really sad to think about. After we had seen all of the information on the interior, we decided to go outside and explore the rest of the actual camp. Neuengamme was not an extermination camp, it was a work camp where they would have to produce bricks and mine out some of the river in order to ship it down to Hamburg to be used in Nazi buildings. So we got to see where all of the workers were living, and we got to see the places where they worked and the clay pits. And then we also got to see the buildings where they fired and created the bricks for the buildings. Something I found really interesting was that working inside the buildings was actually safer for the workers because they were not exposed to the elements. There was also a portion of the old prison wall as well that was in part of the outside area we were walking. And that was from after the British had taken over the camp. They turned it into a prison for the SS officers. The last place that we visited on our tour was the extermination chamber, where they actually gassed people or made them stand the entire night in order to punish them. These were the most heartbreaking ruins to see, just because listening to the info on everything that had happened here was very traumatic. Then after that, we went back inside and we had a final discussion, just talking about everything that we had saw and all the feelings that we had. And then we took the train back to Hamburg and then Luneburg. Overall, I think that this trip was definitely a great learning experience, just to see a little bit more inside what really went on during World War II. And I'm really glad that the survivors from Neuengamme had put in a lot of restoration work to the camp so that visitors like me today can go and see what really happened. That is it for this vlog, just a little bit shorter because it was only a day trip. But for next week, I'm going to be doing another daily life video, but it's going to be, instead of Friday, it's going to be a Tuesday. So it'll be a little bit more normal to what I do every week because I really enjoyed doing the one last time, so I'm going to make another one. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.